There was three different bills. One's House Bill 779 by Representative Grove, and one's House Bill 1722 by Representative Krieger, and House Bill 1735 by Representative Tallman. Those three bills together, as a package, would give school district really good flexibility in utilizing the teaching force that they have. So a school district could get rid of a teacher for economic reasons. Right now, except some very specific cases, right now the school districts can only dismiss teachers based on seniority. And so that's a very big issue, because that hampers school district utilizing the best people. And then House Bill 1722 actually is going to include change the tenure from 3 years to 5 years, which also is a good idea, because I think we get that 5-year span, because once you get tenure, it becomes much more difficult to remove that teacher, and that gives you a longer period of time to be able to judge the effectiveness of that treatment. What we're finding out is those teachers coming fresh out of school have a lot of the technology part of how to communicate down pat. And our older teachers, now I'm not singling out senior versus, but our older teachers aren't so much on that side of the equation. So what we have is teachers that are very effective, and that could be, either a senior or or a junior teacher. Some of those are being dismissed, and I'm going to reference what we heard this morning in testimony. The Pittsburgh School District, they had to get rid of, because of economic reasons, 17 of their highly effective teachers. And they also got rid of 11 failing teachers. And so the economics kind of changed for the Pittsburgh School District, and they were able to hire back a certain number. But the interesting part was they were only able to hire back 4 of the highly effective, and they had to hire back all 11 failing teachers. And so that is a disservice to the school district. And we know right now that if we have a good, effective teacher in the classroom, it plays a significant impact. And we also know from studies that if they have an ineffective or failing teacher for 3 years in a row, they're definitely going to be behind their peers. So we need to give school districts flexibility in who to remove and who to keep. And one of the things, and this is typically a union-based concern, is it's going to be very subjective, and you're just going to, get rid of the highest paid people. I was in supervision for 15 years, and we would sometimes have to lay people off. I couldn't go and just go down and get rid of my most highly paid people. Typically, actually, I would have to keep some of my most highly paid people, because I needed what they were able to do, what their knowledge base was. So it was never subjective. It was, what was the need? Could I get rid of this person and what his knowledge base was versus this other person and what their knowledge base was? So I think it gives the school districts a very flexible way to handle their teaching staff. Give one more example. 2 teachers, same seniority, date. There's a technicality there, but we'll let that go. Same seniority date, and one teacher has dual certification and one teacher has single certification. If that teacher was hired at 8:10 p.m. at the school board meeting, and the dual certified teacher was hired at 8:15 p.m., the way it is right now, the teacher that was hired at 8:10 p.m. would have to be the one that would be kept. It made no difference of what the qualifications were. So you just think you're a school district with somebody with 2 certifications versus 1 certification. Much more flexibility, and yet that teacher has to go because of the seniority rules. We need to change the seniority rules, give the school districts that flexibility.